What is up? So it is the 29th of March 2024. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. Hey, so last week had a quick blip. Wasn't able to put that one together. Out of town, had some stuff going on. I appreciate you plugging in and watching this week. Got some updates for you on the market that I wanted to get into. I'm going to go through it quickly because I've got a special guest today. I'm kind of excited about it, and I have a feeling you will be too. So first, let's get into the market. Hey, so we're going to talk about a couple of things. We talked about this buyer-broker agreement that we're going to start seeing signed because the National Association of Realtors, basically this lawsuit that's happened that you all have probably heard about by now, is somehow going to change the landscape of real estate for all people transacting. And what we see happening is buyer brokers are trying to get ahead of it by signing a buyer-broker agreement. This is something that has been around for a very long time. A lot of brokerages like ours, we haven't really enforced using buyer broker agreements because, you know, if somebody wants to work with us, amazing. If they don't want to work with us, that's okay too. It's just locking somebody into working with us is probably going to be the future of what realtors do when they're working exclusively with buyers. So when it comes to listings, when it comes to selling properties, you're more than likely going to be hearing the same from companies like ours. And that feedback is, yes, I still suggest paying a buyer broker commission. I think that's very, very, very important because looking at the landscape moving forward, I think that it makes it more competitive for the property to be sold. I think there's just so many benefits to it. Of course I do. But I think that the alternatives when it comes to where's the money going to come from on the buyer side, if the buyer actually has to have representation or needs representation, are they going to be paying out of pocket? Well, let me tell you, if 50% of sellers are paying closing costs for buyers right now, where are those buyers going to be getting the funds to be paying their buyer broker anyway, right? If they're already taken, I think the average right now, the median is up to $10,000, higher than it's ever been. The median that sellers are paying buyers at the close of escrow, almost 50% across the board. It's like 46.4, and if the median is 10,000. That's huge. So again, if we're getting those numbers from the sellers, if we're getting that compensation already from the sellers to give to the buyers, where are these buyers going to come up with the funds to be paying these buyer brokers? In addition, one last point on that part, there are, FHA and VA loans that a lot of these buyers are getting. There is no way that the government is going to allow FHA or VA, which are government-backed loans, there's no way that they're going to allow those buyers to enter an agreement without some sort of representation where the buyer could potentially be taken advantage of. I just don't see it happening, and I think that's the future. Like, we're going to work this out. It's going to be somewhere. There's going to be a lot of people jumping out of the real estate business. It's just the way it's going to be, but there's going to be a solution, and for those of us that are in it and creating these solutions, there will be options. So cool. Really quickly, active listings right now are leveling off. We've seen this spike since the beginning of the year. Now it's starting to taper off this way. And this is all data that we're finding on our website. Feel free to check it out. If you've watched this before, you know where that is. If you want more information, feel free to shoot me an email. I'll let you know. Let's see. Properties are staying on the market significantly less time. We're starting to see that dip again, which is great because it started increasing. Now this last few weeks, we've seen a dip. And then we have, again, the concessions that I wanted to bring up because seller concessions are over 45% right now across the board. Depending on which price point people are at, you're going to see it being, higher or lower than that 45%. But I mean, even in the higher price points, we're still seeing some seller concessions if there's financing. Because again, doesn't mean that the buyer can't afford it. It's just to be able to buy that rate down and make the numbers happen. It's a part of the game. Cool. But without further ado, I'd love to introduce the newest member of our team. Her name is Bonnie Freeman. Come on in here, Bonnie. Look, Bonnie's been thinking about this video all day. You all know how awkward I make it for people that are on the team, and I think everybody kind of built it up like it was going to be some horrible thing, didn't they?
They said it would be fine.
No, I'm just kidding.
So I'm trusting the team.
Nice. Okay, so Bonnie, tell us a little bit about yourself. How long you been in the property management game?
I am celebrating 4.5 years
Okay.
in the property management field, and we'll be celebrating 5 this coming November.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool. That's awesome. What do you like in property management?
So I consider myself to be a matchmaker of sorts. So I get to work
Mm.
with owners on some amazing properties, and I get to help them find the perfect tenant to
Okay.
help protect their investment.
That's awesome. Okay. Um, Outside of property management, what do you love?
I love animals.
Okay.
Um,
What kind of animals?
they're like they speak to my soul. So dogs. I grew up around horses
Okay.
and cows.
Did you
Some
grow up on like a
chickens.
farm?
No, so I'm from Denver, Colorado,
Okay.
but my grandparents lived in the country in Oklahoma,
Okay. Oh,
and
cool.
my mom and dad would ship me off to the country every summer as a little girl,
Okay.
and so grew up around all the farm animals, and yeah, I've loved them my entire life. So.
That's awesome. Nice. You're doing good looking at the thing. Yeah.
Thank
That's
you.
awesome. Nice. I know. That's fun. Okay, cool. Why Capstone? Why'd you do? What was the decision?
Great question. So, when I was researching the opportunity, when I started to read about the company's core values, it really resonated with me. I believe in being transparent. It's important to me to provide a high level of customer service, not only in my professional life, but in my personal life. I just feel that it's important to pour my heart into everything that I do. And I realize that that is a core value of Capstone as well, in terms of how the company treats its owners as well as tenants. And I just felt that I would be a great fit here.
That's awesome. How do you feel so far?
So far, so good. I love it.
Hey,
I love
and
it.
you've shown up already. We're so happy to have you, Bonnie.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm elated to be here.
Absolutely. Right on. You did great. This is fantastic.
Thank you.
Yeah, here, I'll give
All
you a
right.
release.
Nice.
Cool. Thank you, Bonnie, for
All
showing up.
right.
Yeah, and
Bye,
thank you all
everyone.
so much for watching. We appreciate it. Check in next week. We'll have another update. More than likely, a market update is coming at you. Lots of things happening right now in the space that we're seeing behind the scenes, and we'll be sure to share that with you next week. Thank you so much. Good job.